Hey folks, Rob here. I want to talk to you today about a trip I took with some great friends, Aldo, David, Mark, and Shay. We headed out east to chase Atlantic salmon in the very eastern end of Quebec in the Gaspe Peninsula. We DIY'd it as much as we could and had a great experience. We caught fish, we had a great time out there as well. So we want to show you how to do this, do it cheaply, do it approachably, and sort of dispel all of the myths around Atlantic salmon fishing. So in this video, we're going to cover how we got there, where we stayed, how we navigated the regulations out there and learned how the fishing system works. We also are going to cover some gear recommendations and what we used, and of course, a lot of gratuitous fish porn. So we decided to drive out to the Gaspe Peninsula because we had a lot of gear with us. You can fly out there as well, but driving was our best choice. So we loaded into my truck in the evening, and we found ourselves at sunrise driving across or along the St. Lawrence River. A beautiful, beautiful drive, absolutely stunning. So what a thing to open your eyes to if you're in the backseat taking a snooze, is this beautiful sunrise over an amazing countryside. We are standing on a bridge over the wonderful and very famous Matapedia River, which is a tributary of the Restigouche. The ocean is only about 60 kilometers in that direction right now. So we chose to stay in a cabin next to the Petite Cascapedia. So where we stayed was the perfect base camp. We're close to two rivers, and also we're only kilometers away from access points. We're also close to the ZEC office, which we can get our licenses at, get reports on the daily fishing or what's happened in days past.
What's a ZEC anyways? What is a ZEC?
So a ZEC office is a river management office. Every river is managed individually. So when you go to a river, say the Bonaventure, for example, or the Petite Cascapedia, you go to the coinciding office for that river, and they're usually on the river themselves. Now you go there to find your fishing reports, so what's happening and where the fish are, what flies to use even, and you go there to get your passes as well. Now, you don't always have to go to those offices. Sometimes a gas station sells a license for a particular river, like the Gazo Bar. But it's always a safe bet to go to the ZEC office, talk to the people there. They really are in the know and they know what's going on. So check in with them and find out what's happening, where, and what to do. So, Scout the Fly Shop Dog has wanted to join us for the next segment. Now, you can either look at me and hear about the gear or just stare at the pup. We're cool either way. So you don't need any fancy gear to go out fishing for Atlantic salmon. What you need is at least a 9-foot 8-weight rod, a single hander, floating line, and a reel with around 200 yards of backing, and a great drag system. These are big fish, they're quite powerful, and if you want to fight them well and land the fish, you need a drag system on your reel that's going to keep up with these fish. Now, you can also bring out spay gear with you. Switch rods, spay rods, they're all great. So look at rods that are 7 weight and above, and lengths anywhere from 12 foot to 15 feet as well. So a question we get asked very often is, what flies should we use when you head out there? Now, high water, bigger flies, skinny water, smaller flies. In the fall, big marabou spay type patterns that are quite fluid and larger do work quite well. But make sure you're staying within the regulations. In Quebec, you're not allowed to use additional weight on your flies. So you can't use dumbbells, you can't use propellers, you can't use things like that. So make sure you're within the regulations and you'll be just fine. Overall, the trip was an amazing success. Everybody caught fish. First-time salmon anglers, even though Aldo and David had fished elsewhere many times, different species, different rivers, saltwater, freshwater, you name it, they had never fished for salmon before. So going out to a new river, they were maybe a little intimidated, didn't know what to expect, but they found it very easy and very approachable, and they had success. It was an amazing place to go, and just remember that you can do this. This fishery is here for you to fish. It's publicly accessible. You don't have to go to a camp. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars. All in, the way that we did it, we spent around $1,200 per person for 5 days of fishing. And that includes our gas out there, our accommodation, our licenses. So very, very affordable in terms of trips. Food was included in that too. How cheap? Because we cooked our own food, brought our own lunches out there, so we didn't need to go to restaurants and spend tons of money on this. Look at the regulations, look where you can go, look what you can afford, and don't think that you can't do it. Enjoy, go and enjoy it, have a great time, fish for salmon, go love salmon, and also preserve salmon. Jump onto a cause like the Atlantic Salmon Federation, help them out. They do amazing work in terms of the restoration, preservation and conservation of the Atlantic salmon species, the wild fish on the east coast of Canada.